Alex, you want canned cranberry sauce, or should we make it ourselves?
That's my mom. She didn't know about Instacart's family carts, so...
Want to make pecan pie this year, yes or no? And how many boxes of stuffing?
So I told her we could just share a family cart and add all our holiday favorites to the same order without losing our voices or our sanity. It's so much fun.
Alex, can you get my holiday village out of the attic?
Baby steps, Alex. Baby steps. Shop Instacart this holiday season and enjoy free delivery on your first 3 orders. Service fees and terms apply.
Alex?
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the History of Hyenas. I'm Chrissy Contradictions. With me, Giannis Pappas, a.k.a. Yanni Omos. Let me tell you something. We got a packed house in here. We got Homeless Pimp filming. Venetia's here. She's been working us to death. Of course, Mike Mush, Zach Isis. Then there's a random Russian UFC face in the corner. I don't know who the fuck that guy is. But then we got, of course, our guest, one of the best comedians in America. If you book him on your morning radio show, he will make a rape joke, and it's just what it is, Sam Moore.
But it was about me getting raped.
Yeah, which is what we all want to see.
It was self-deprecating.
That's what I'll join your Patreon for that.
Yeah.
I'd love to see that, which, by the way, our Patreon, patreon.com/Bay Ridge Boys. That's where all the fun happens. We're going to rape Sam.
Yeah, and this episode...
Wait till I'm seeing.
Sorry. And Lewis is going to put it behind the digital...
Yeah.
Gas digital paywall.
Yeah, Lewis is going to put it behind the gas digital paywall. It's just what it is.
It's just what it is. And let's just be honest, we sorry we started a little late, Sam, but we did bring about $300 worth of smoothies into the
These
studio.
smoothies, have you guys seen The Irishman yet?
No.
There's like a whole scene where Al Pacino is like, "You were 10 minutes late, you cocksucker," and he basically gets killed because he's like mad a guy was late.
Yeah.
But that's not me.
That's
like
not you.
a-
That's not
That's
how
not
Sam
me,
Moore-
dude. You guys bring a peace offering of a nice kale.
yeah,
we
smoothie.
did.
I'm-
Well,
I'm-
Vanity
we
has been...
did it for
we-
Thanksgiving. It's a modern day Thanksgiving.
We've been
gave you a
working.
smoothie.
We've been working since 8:30 this morning filming stuff because Venetia is a general in the Nazi army.
Yeah.
And she's working us like...
Fuck.
Now
I thought I was a Spartan leader.
Yeah, you're
I
a
thought
Spartan
that's what
leader
it was.
that, unfortunately, when your people got invaded by Greece, Hitler thought that you had potential, and now you're a fucking SS fucking guard.
You
Because,
know-
I mean, the way you've been working,
I do that.
wild.
I do that to women too. I call them Hitler a lot. That's like that's like a Jew thing. I'm just like they're like you didn't clean your apartment. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, Hitler. You know, that's my move. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize it was a fucking Nazi in my apartment. You know.
Yeah.
Chris does the same thing as an excuse that my dad died. He's been canceling everything saying my dad's dead.
Yeah. It's just one of those things. Yeah, I'm
He's
sorry,
just
House of
milking that.
Comedy Phoenix. Giannis's dad died.
I have to be there for Giannis.
Yeah.
I feel the same. I've been telling my mom. She's like, I can't make Thanksgiving tomorrow. Giannis's dad died.
Yeah,
It's been a
Giannis
lot
is
for
dead.
me.
Yeah, or Thanksgiving 3 weeks ago because we're not recording before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that's right.
Whenever, I don't know, when Venetia, the schedule Nazi, whenever it comes out.
Today she was really like...
She said, do we really love it? Or why don't we just do one more shoot?
And she goes, guys. Whenever she says guys more than 3 times, that means she's trying to corral and get us moving. Guys.
We had a plan,
Dope.
and some of it didn't happen, but it's okay. We got some really good footage, and half of the shirts were worn. And
You know who else got good
footage?
footage? Hitler.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hitler.
You Nazi.
Have you not
Nazi.
seen World War II in color?
Yeah. You know it's been a long day because you said when your country got invaded by Greece. I mean, we're fucking fried right now.
Yeah, I'm fried. I got no energy left, and I got to do another podcast after this. And I'm going on dates with Gomez's enemies.
You going on a date after this?
Oh, no.
No.
Wait, you have to do another one after this?
No, I'm saying we're doing
Oh,
another
yeah, we're
one
doing
after this.
two. We're doing
We have to
two.
do Harriet fucking Tubman.
Yeah.
Little sneak
We
peek.
want to.
Yeah.
Harriet
Oh,
Tubman.
we may not have to?
She's gonna be on that money, dude.
Yeah.
It's gonna be. She was a black abolitionist. Now she's gonna
Yeah.
be in some stripper butt crack.
Oh,
Hell
exciting.
yeah, dude.
That's look ass. How
Yeah, dude.
wild is that going to be seeing Tubman's in rap videos or just throwing them? You're like, I don't know if this is what she had in mind when she was trying to make this country a better place.
Why was Hamilton chosen as the one to get replaced, though?
No, I think she's on the 20. I think it's gonna.
No,
be
she's on the 10.
She's on the 10.
No,
Is it the
she's
20?
gonna be on the 20.
Oh, because Andrew Jackson is controversial.
Wait.
Well,
Yeah, the 20.
yeah.
Word.
I saw one person because she's like looking like I saw the picture and she's kind of like frowning in the picture, and they were like, she doesn't look very happy. And I was like, yeah, I don't think there's like a lot of pictures of her smiling. Probably. I don't know if you're familiar with her life.
Yeah,
it wasn't an upbeat existence.
Yeah.
Well, I like how the movie they made recently was like an action movie where she's like a gunfighter and shit.
Yeah.
It's just
They should have done it with like the way they did Lincoln. She's just like a vampire hunter. Zombies are in now, kids.
Yeah.
That I always think about that movie, Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. Like, did that guy was probably just having like a horrible day? Like he had gotten like 10 of his movies turned down that week. He's like, you know what? I'm going to go into this fucking office and I'm just going to make shit up as I go along. And then they were like, love it. That's wild. Because you imagine being a network, a movie executive, and you're like, yeah, Abraham Lincoln as a vampire. Let's do it. You're like, what?
I want to see John Wick as a Nazi hunter.
Yeah.
Let's make that movie.
He's got the right jacket on, right?
Yeah.
He's got that long fucking
Keanu
SS
Reeves
jacket.
is fucking
He'll get
cute.
kissed right on the face.
I will honestly, man. Guys like Keanu Reeves, Tom Brady, Tom Hardy. Those guys get kissed softly on the lips. Yeah,
really, but he's kind of rough though.
Yeah, but he's a little short guy. Get him right in my lap. You know, he can tell me what he wants for Christmas. Like kiss him on the lips.
Sam is a fucking cute kid as well.
Hey,
so you're a
good
looking kid.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
you got good height and you got a real sexy voice.
Yeah, he does have a sex voice.
He's got a sexy voice.
And he likes Asian women.
Yeah, he does.
No. I'm back on the whites.
Oh, welcome back.
It's been a couple years, Chris. You got to pay attention to my growth.
Yeah.
Jews and Asians, they just kind of like, because they just know like they're the only ones that can like intellectually understand each other. Like the Ivy League's just been bringing Jews and Asians together since like the beginning of the 20th century.
Yeah.
Let's look at
It's also that Jews tend to have overbearing mothers, and the Asians they give you a little distance.
Yeah,
I think that's part. If we want to get,
that's a very politically
break it down.
That's a very politically correct way to call them submissive. They just don't talk until spoken to. Yeah, as part of their culture.
Well, the Jews.
Don't talk, just bow. Thank you.
Oh, sorry. What am I supposed to say?
No, I wasn't talking to you.
Chinese?
No, I was just finishing up the Eastern Hemi thing we were doing.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
We call them Eastern Hemis, yeah.
Yeah, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Jews and Asians, yeah, they get along. But the difference is Jews never hurt nobody. Asians like to hurt.
Get the button ready. Get the right.
I'm not saying
we'll hurt you.
Yeah. Talking about historically. No, Jews are always the ones getting hurt for no good reason.
Jews have really been kicked around for
no
fucking good reason.
They don't hurt nobody.
Yeah.
But the Asians like to hurt people.
Yeah. We flee a lot. I remember speaking of like the Holocaust, I remember like reading that.
What's that?
Look, some people think it's real.
The Holocaust.
I remember.
Just kidding. I was just kidding.
I remember
just my face.
In the LA, he wasn't kidding. He looked at me and he made fierce eye contact with me.
Yeah.
And he said, "There's no way it's real."
And I yelled.
No, but I remember reading in Elie Wiesel's book Night, where there's like a part where the Jews just had to keep running.
Sure.
And they're just like, it was like 40 miles or something. They had to keep running for their lives. And I remember thinking like, I would have made it like 2 miles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have these weak Ashkenazi Jew knees. I can't. When I see people that can run, I'm just mad at them. I'm like, how the fuck can you run?
Ashkenazi Jews, smartest, like it's just a fact, smartest people on the planet.
Are they?
Yeah, they did
figure that out.
Not me.
They did like a study.
No, you're the smart. That's we talked one episode
High
about
incidence of breast cancer, though.
Interesting.
I got a lump under my armpit, man. It sucks.
Yeah,
You really do?
No. It was a joke.
Yeah. I was like, ah.
Yeah, the amount of running you guys had to do in history, you figured you'd be better athletes.
Yeah, the blacks really benefited from slavery, and I feel like we didn't benefit from the Holocaust. And I got a pickle with the Jews.
Well, you lose weight pretty quickly. So.
We what? We lose weight quickly. That's true, but that's not a. That's cool if you're a woman, not if you're a
Good
man.
joke. If you got it. You should have fucking
Yeah.
more confidence.
You don't see that many fat Jews.
No.
No.
I mean, you do, but not.
Except for the one that steals our jokes on Instagram.
Yeah. But that's another thing. It's like people are like, oh, boycott this. Boycotts don't work anymore. It's like, what do you get? Who cares?
We're too lazy.
Nobody.
Yeah, I don't fucking care.
We're too tired to boycott.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know.
And it's like, it's just hard. Like, there's too many people posting videos now. I almost think in the future, riffing is going to be like the new kind of, because like if you do a joke, there's going to be some kid. It's just, you can't protect all your jokes anymore.
Not only that, but it's like, of all the causes to get behind, do you think like intellectual property theft is one people actually give a shit about?
No,
I think that was like around the time like Puerto Rico didn't have electricity, and I was like, someone stole one of my porn jokes. There were people hurting out there.
Yeah, it's like
I wrote the joke about having pants around my ankles. And he just took it.
Yeah. It's like there's not going to be any marches for that. People aren't going to come out with it. They're too busy doing it at the fucking AOC rally.
Sam, I like what.
Who are you voting for? That's what he wants to know.
Yeah.
Who am I voting for?
Yeah.
No. I was going to say the bit on the with the morning radio stuff. I'm sorry, the morning TV stuff.
Pittsburgh Today Live.
Pittsburgh Today Live. What did the anchors do after? Were they pissed about it or just the producers?
First, tell them what happened because they don't.
Well, what you tell them.
There's a
It was
clip.
fantastic.
Here's what happened. I'm on 2 hours of sleep. I'm on the road. To promote gigs, they make you do morning TV. And some of the radio is like the guys are cool and the people, it helps. But then sometimes they put you on local TV and it's like just not my, it's like people that would find Ellen funny. You know, it's like not my people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they put you on this show, and I always find that the only way I get people out from those shows is if I drive the show completely off the rails and say something horrible.
Yeah.
So, you know, I always just take it too far. There's a few clips on my Instagram of me just fucking with morning news people, but
And this one you went all the way.
well, I usually will bait them. I'll usually be really like serious in the first couple of answers, and then they'll ask you questions where they're like, "Well, have you always been funny?" And it's like, first off, what do you want from that? I'm like, of course. There's always something there. So I just looked them completely serious. I said, no, actually, I was molested by my uncle when I was young, and he was funny, so it gave me superpowers like Spider-Man. It was like that type of origin story, and I just said it very seriously. and the woman just said, I don't know what to do with that. And it's like, yeah, of course, there's nothing to do with that. You just let it sit.
Sat. The part I loved the most is when she said, "I don't know what to do that." You just sat quietly and kept looking at her.
Yeah,
it was great.
I just like to make it, and of course, you know, I said afterwards, I say, well, can I just very calmly, as if I didn't do anything wrong, asked the producer, "Hey, can I get a copy of that clip?" And she said, "No, of course not. Like, there could be legal ramifications. These people, you got to find someone who doesn't give a shit about their job."
Yeah.
She said that there could be legal. What's the legal problem?
I think she was just trying to scare me away. So I was like, "Oh man, I'm not going to get that clip." And I text my agent saying like, "Man, it's a bummer. I got this really good clip and I can't get it." And she wrote back like, "Wow, like what a miss." I told her what I did, and I thought
she was probably swimming with dolphins. So fucking rich, family money.
Well, anyway, but
They all are though.
They all are.
So I say, I think she's mad at me for saying it, but she's like, no, like a miss, you didn't get the clip. I thought she was like a swing and a miss, a joke. So like, oh, you're right. So I just tweeted, does anyone by any chance record Pittsburgh Today Live? And someone immediately writes back, yeah, I did. So he emails me the clip and I get to post it.
But what did the anchors say anything after that? Like, were they like, did they have a comment for you?
Yeah, the woman said, "Was that real?" And I was like, "No,
Yeah.
of course not."
What'd she say?
I was just trying to make the interview funny.
And then what'd she say?
She said, "Oh, it was just awkward. They hated me. It was a very solemn walk to the car."
The guy didn't say anything.
Yeah, he just looked at me like, "You're an idiot.
Did
You're
the
an
people
asshole."
from the Pittsburgh Improv care? They were like, "This is great."
Everyone at the Improv loved it because it drove the ticket sales up because people kept sharing the clip, and then so tickets were moving. So I was like, well, yeah, that's why you do morning press, right?
Yeah.
So I did, but then one marketing guy is like, "That's not how you do local TV," and I was like, "Oh, it is."
Oh, it is. What, he he email you or something?
No, he told one of the managers like, "That's not how you do morning TV."
Yeah, well, do you want to fucking sell tickets or not, guy? Because these idiots that you booked that just were like, "Oh, I started comedy and fucking I was a funny kid."
Fucking
Look at this
stupid.
joke, you fucking stupid bullshit. The room's not full. But when you fucking do a nice uncle fucking rape joke and you look at her face and say, "I got molested, bitch,"
Yeah.
people are coming to your fucking show.
Yeah.
That's what it is. The only way you're selling
I feel like I
tickets
said it
these
more
days.
diplomatic.
Yeah, I don't think it was that aggressive, but you know, everyone's
but
got
it's
their
like-
own personal
but
style.
I get Sam's point. It's like you go on the road. It's like, what do you want me to say? How many times are you going to fucking ask me?
How many times
about when I
it's
started
always
comedy?
the same thing. It's always like,
Word.
so I see you used to intern for the Colbert Show, and it's like, all right, I gotta say, I'm just gonna be like, yeah, he used to make me suck his feet. Is that what you want to hear? I don't know. Like, what can I say? Like, I don't know.
Please. Oh, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah, because you know what they do like half-ass research. They grab like a Wikipedia sentence, and they say, "I hear you're from here," you know, and it's always were you always funny or when did you start?
Yeah.
Well, I remember when Hyenas had an AOL show, he would like ask good questions. You know, it's like people that care about what they do and there's people that don't care about what they do.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like, but I think even now, it's like, even with just how 2019, 2020 dynamics are, it's like, if you're not, like, you did a great thing because you got a clip that went viral.
I did do a great thing.
Yeah, you did.
I'm
did.
like Mother Teresa, some would say.
Yeah, so you did
I'm a
great.
lovely person.
And like,
Yeah.
you sold these tickets because of something went viral, and it's like, if you're not selling tickets, the morning radio, none of that shit helps anymore. It's like,
Right.
either you got the ticket sold because you're Trevor Wallace, or you got to do what you do.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's what it is.
Yeah, I can't wait to get on a morning show.
I did a great thing. You hear that, Mom?
Yeah.
You hear that, Mommy?
You actually probably inspired a lot of comics. There's going to be so many morning shows that are about to go off the rails.
The same way that White House Correspondents Center are not going to do comedy anymore. Morning TV is not going to do it anymore.
Yeah,
and it's great. It's
they're
all
going to call it the Sam Morril
and
rule.
we're all going to get to fucking sleep in now, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, you're right. Toledo in the morning is just as prestigious as the presidential dinner, Chris.
Yeah.
But comedians are going to have like so many like horrible jokes in the chamber just ready.
Yeah.
Go on morning show, and the answer will have nothing to do with what's asked to.
Yeah.
They'll be like, so, it says here you're Greek. And it's like, yeah, my dad sucked my dick, and now I'm weird.
Yeah.
Now I'm weird.
Yeah.
Catch me at the Improv tonight, I'm weird.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the alt comedians throwing it off the rails, just like Dimitri Martin type comics with just like a picture of a guy getting fucked in the ass. You guys, let me put my easel up.
Reaches back, gets his guitar. Mommy was an abusive mom.
Good. It's fucking beautiful. Yeah. And it's something Alexander Hamilton would have approved. I know that for sure. And that's what we're talking
That's a
about
good
today.
host right there.
And I know for a fact that Alexander Hamilton would be like, yes, this guy gets it.
Well, Alexander the Hamilton, he died in a
Alexander the Hamilton.
He died in a duel with Aaron Burr, which pretty soon Louis J. Gomez is going to duel with. He's going to do a duel with Aaron Berg.
With Berg,
and
yeah.
and he's going to it's going to be a duel with another podcast.
And Aaron Berg's going to be in blackface.
Yeah.
And the numbers are going to be through the roof.
Well, the thing is with Alexander Hamilton, I mean, first of all, a lot of people, I read this book, 1776, a few months ago. I've talked about it 18,000 times.
Yeah.
And they were during the Battle of Brooklyn when Alexander Hamilton was like 19, 20 years old. A whole legion of soldiers went into like this trap, and they all were killed by the Hessians. And Alexander Hamilton stayed behind. There would have been no Hamilton because the Germans would have got him.
A lot of the greats have stories like that. A lot of like you hear like a Che Guevara type where they just sat out one battle and they were like totally good, you know, or like that book I only read like the first 100 pages or something. I have horrible ADD, but I remember there's like names in it like Hercules Mulligan and stuff.
Yeah.
And you're like, man, those are real names.
Oh yeah,
like what are we going to accomplish with our names?
yeah.
Sam, Chris, John was my English name.
Yeah,
those are some bullshit names.
It is.
Hercules Mulligan.
Yeah.
I looked him up. He lived till he's like a spy who lived till like 84.
Oh yeah, the way that those guys would live with no antibiotics, eating raw meat, and like I get like psoriasis flare up. I'm like, I can't do the show today.
Most people are really unoriginal with the name. Parents don't really dig deep in the creative bucket when they go for a name.
No.
And when they do, it's a real fuck you. Apple.
Yeah.
Apple Paltrow. Eat shit.
Yeah. It's a dumb fucking name.
You know what? I don't always buy those stories. I think that's like when you think about history, it's always written by some guy, you know?
Sure.
And they always make the people who win history or like the big generals or whatever, they always have those stories like, oh, if it wasn't for that battle, he would have never become who he become. Or you're like, is that really how it happened?
Well,
Like, was Alexander the Great really in the front leading the charge? It's
No.
like, then how did he live?
But what I liked about the book 1776 is David McCullough, the author, mainly researched that book and wrote it from the British point of view. So that's why, like, all the things that he researched, it was from British point of view. So the enemy wouldn't write something like that, I don't think. You know what I mean?
But you know what I'm saying? It's like,
I get what you mean.
Was Alexander the Great in the front leading the charge? Like, of
Or
course
was he in the
wasn't.
back serenading young Greek boys?
That's exactly what he was doing.
Yeah, that's what I say.
Exactly what he was doing.
Yeah, I mean that guy was.
He was getting blown by his unit because he was nervous.
Should we just instead of doing Alexander Hamilton, just do Alexander the Great right now?
That was
It's
like
all
it's
Alexander,
weird how
nobody
like
cares.
that was like status. You were like a badass. You just like fuck young boys back in the day.
Well, there was a whole.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, no, the Greeks just.
As
The thing is with sexuality with the Greeks, I mean, it just doesn't matter. A hole's a hole. They were just
Yeah,
banging
dude.
things, guys,
Yeah.
girls. It didn't matter.
Yeah, that's
Word.
what it was.
Being gay, right? It's like it was more accepted in the Greek community than it is today.
Well, Greeks, you know, especially if you're with a Spartan women, you can just imagine the way she drilled us today. Can you imagine what happens in the bedroom?
Oh, my
Just
God.
Like, do this, now do that. Now we're going to do that for 4 more hours. Now get back up. The break is over.
Yeah.
Keep banging. Let's go.
Yeah,
let's
I'm like,
go.
I just want to fuck a guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Word, dope.
Yeah.
You ever,
The
you ever
guy
just think like fucking a dude would be great? Sometimes I'm like, as a straight guy, it's just like, man, what a fucking like. I feel like no guy like puts me through the shit
That a woman would.
that a
Yeah,
woman
it's
has put
like-
me through ever.
It's just
Oh,
like you
God.
don't have to deal with anything.
Dude, you ever go into like, you ever like see the gay dating sites, it's like they don't have names up. It's just a pic of abs, and they're just like, and the way they do it is like they don't even go.
That'd be great if Hyenas got really specific right now.
They got pictures of abs.
I thought you were married, dude.
Yeah,
It's character piece. Yeah.
picture of abs. And
It's like there's one
4
guy,
categories.
69. I
Yeah.
just
No, but sometimes you have
spitballing.
to talk like to communicate with like the opposite sex because we're so different that you have to be like, I'm sorry, the way I communicated was not healthy. If Chris and I were fucking and I got mad, I might just be like, dude, my bad, I shouldn't have done that.
That's it.
You know, it would have been it'd be so much easier.
Dude, we saw him when we were in
So
Montreal.
convenient.
Never forget. We were sitting on the steps. We were sitting on the steps outside the hotel in Montreal Comedy Festival like 3 years ago. Thomas Dale, it's like, I gotta go.
What? Those
He
just
goes,
kind
"What
of
happened,
with
dog?" He goes, literally the doors.
I gotta leave for a second. I gotta go bug chase.
No, you just leave the door
I'm
open.
trying to get AIDS. Because I'm a thrill seeker.
He lays on his bed, butt naked. A guy comes in. He's never met him before. Just met him on Grindr. Comes in, sucks him off, swallows his load, and then he leaves. Yeah. And then Tommy came down, fucking ready to have some dinner.
That's how they do it. Yeah, they call it. They go online and they're like, "Hey, where are you?" And if the guy's not like, "I'm under your bed," they're not doing it. They're
They're
like,
not
too
doing
far, 1 block away, too far. I'm not walking.
That'd be great if that guy just like knocked on the door next door right after him. He's just working it through the festival.
Yeah.
They do. It's easy, man. Gay guys get laid all the time. I mean,
Yeah.
Tim Dillon gets laid.
Oh my God.
I mean, can you imagine that? Like, fucking,
Jesus.
Can you imagine the fumes that come off of that when the clothes come off? Fucking fumes everywhere.
That kid loves
Kid
life.
smells like a steakhouse at all times. Fucking cream
Doesn't
of
sound
spinach.
that bad the way.
No, not that bad.
Yeah.
Probably kind of delicious.
Yeah. What do you like about Alexander Hamilton?
I like that he was. I like a lot of things about him. I like
Good
first
Jewish
off-
boy. It was a good Jewish.
He wasn't Jewish.
No, I know.
but he knew a lot about money. He was a badass. He fought in the war.
Yeah.
He a lot of his financial plans is what we still use, and I don't know enough about it to actually go deeper than that. But
Well, the whole system of checks and balances, I think that's him, right? That's all Alexander Hamilton. Like the thing that we have, you have smoothie on your nose.
I know.
here's one thing I love about him. He had one of the first American sex scandals.
Oh, that I didn't know.
Yeah,
You know about it?
Yeah. Or a little bit, because obviously I didn't know about it till I saw the musical, and then I started reading about it because I was like, "Holy shit, is this real?" So he basically started fucking this woman, and she was married, so he's cheating on his wife.
Okay.
He's fucking around, and then her husband starts blackmailing him. He's like, "I'll tell people if you don't start paying me." So he just kept fucking her and paying the guy. I think his name was James Reynolds.
Okay.
And so he was like the first American cuck.
Yeah.
Well, he would, he would be like, keep fucking her, but you got to pay up. And
Yeah.
it was like, that was like cuck.
He was
fuck,
cuck.
Him on
cuck.
10.
That's
Yeah.
no cabs. George Washington of cuckery.
And so then I mean, that was like, to me, that's kind of interesting. And I mean, that's, to me, it's kind of epic. You're like, you've done so much. You're a founding father and you're in shit for fucking around on your wife.
Yeah.
There's also the rumors that he had this like flirtatious relationship with his wife's sister, which we don't know if is actually true, I guess. But
Those guys got puss. I mean,
They all
those were
got
the.
puss.
There was no fucking actors around, no movie stars. These guys were stars.
They were the rock stars.
They were written
Yeah.
about in the media.
Yeah.
Like, Benny Frank got puss.
He got puss, and it's like,
Yeah.
and it was interesting. because
And he
it's
was
like-
not a handsome man.
No, not at all. And it's like I like living in this era because it's like for these guys to get fucked, like men having sex, they would have to take their stockings off. They were all wearing stockings. so it's like, yeah.
Take
off
Franklin
their
takes a
wig.
garter
Yeah,
belt
take
off.
off
Their
my
powdered
wig and
makeup.
my stockings, girl.
Yeah.
Well, dude, they were like real men. They fought in wars. Like,
Right.
I think about what fucking pussy. I'm like, I have back problems. Can I get more muscle relaxers? I have to get a middle seat in
Yeah,
a
no.
flight.
Yeah.
These guys were in fucking wars. They thought they were going to die.
They would get limbs amputated by just having a few sips of wine, and then that's it. They would fucking cut your arm off. Nobody gloved up. Everybody went in raw dog. They didn't know what germs were yet.
Yeah.
It's wild.
They were a tougher type of man, and when you look back at like some of those old photos that we have from the mid 1800s or whatever, nobody was jacked.
No.
Nobody was jacked.
But they'd fuck you up, I bet.
Yeah, they still had some sort of like natural strength more because they were like closer to the animals because they lived so much closer to nature.
Well, they all had scars. They all had like one eye was just like blacked out. If you could see out of both eyes by the end of your life, you're just a pussy.
But you would think one guy would figure out, like, yo, if I just did some push-ups, I'll get more jacked than that guy.
I'm telling you, the only people probably
You know?
as you lived your life, the only people that didn't have scars or didn't have limbs were probably the gay guys. Like if you didn't want to go to war, like if you were like just a guy who was like, you know what, I don't want to do that, I'm not violent, It's like, well, that's how you know.
Yeah.
It's like by the end, that was the way to know if who was gay in your community. It's like if you still had your arm, then it's like you probably just like you were sucking cock.
Well,
it's also
a lot
funny
of
when
gay guys like to go to war, though.
They do like to go to war. I'm sorry, I'm a gay guy.
Yeah.
with interior design.
Yeah.
Now, no, but how about they talk about the guys who are like the badasses and like the muscle, and then you look at their like he was 5'8", 180.
Yeah.
You know, you're like that
Little
was like
guys.
the big guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
It's kind of like that in sports too, where you look back and you're like Babe Ruth, and then you look at him and you go like, and then you look at Aaron Judge and you're going like, I think Aaron Judge would have had 700 and 1,000 home runs. That year.
Oh yeah, Babe Ruth. It's like when you see footage of like it was like old video of like Ron Jeremy, and you're like, oh, you were a beneficiary of your time.
Yeah.
Like you would not have done well against blacks, Hispanics, people that lifted any weights.
no chance.
Yeah.
No, it's like, when they say like Will Chamberlain scored 100 points, like everybody was like,
A 6'6" white.
yeah,
dude.
everyone looked like Gary Veter.
Yeah, it's like Will Chamberlain's playing at CCNY. The starting guard for CCNY. Give it up, everybody, for Josiah Traeger.
Yeah.
5'8".
They just get fucking field goal.
Hey, don't knock Dolph Shays.
Yeah, Dolph Shays. And
18-11, Syracuse Nationals, baby.
we got the center for CCNY, Dan Natterman. Come in, Dan. Let me talk to you about your game plan.
Yeah,
today.
wipe off your dandruff and get in the game.
Get in the game there.
What I like about Alexander Hamilton too is he was able to know, he talked about money. He was the one that was responsible for like getting like a national currency because they were giving out money. They were called it the Continentals, and that was like their coins and paper money, and or mostly just coins. But like farmers and merchants they wouldn't accept it. They'd be like, oh, it's whatever, $10, and I have Continental. They'd be like, I don't know, just give me a sheep.
You know what I like
They would
about-
say no. So he knew that was going to implode.
And he was into taxing people too, which they think they hated.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the whole debate of federalist, central government or state government. It's all Hamilton's
Right.
ideas.
Well, he was also taking over states' debts. He was more. Yeah, that debate is still going on today.
What do you think we should have, state or
I'm
federal?
a federalist guy.
You want
because Alexander Hamilton was like, listen, guy. The Northeast, New York, you need us. Like, we need a federal strong government. We're going to take your debt. You guys are fucking farmers. You're little franks and beans.
Yeah.
Let us just run the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then you got guys like Nate Bargatze going like, just get out of my business. Get out of here.
Yeah.
We can handle it. It's like, no, you can't.
Yeah.
You don't have a college education. You
It's
don't
like,
know what's
no,
going
you can't
on.
do. You're wearing sneakers to a wedding.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're doing.
You don't know
guys.
what you're doing.
You don't know what
That's
you're doing. You're telling me about your ticket sales while we're at a gay guy's wedding. So why don't you just fucking...
You're an egomaniac.
You're an egomaniac nut job, okay?
And your whole theater's filled with Christian kids.
It's like Larry the Cable Guy. I know you sell tickets. You don't wear sleeves. So it's like, just let the Northeast, let me fucking handle the money.
Yeah.
The real America's the Northeast.
Yeah.
If you want to go live in Portland, go fucking live in Portland. It's not designed for habitable people. Same thing with Los Angeles. That's why Jesus Christ sets it on fire every month. Because he's like, you're not supposed to live here.
Yeah.
Federal government.
You need, places like New York,
Character piece.
Boston. This is the,
It's city
you got
versus
Jews,
farm.
you got Asians.
City versus
It's
farm.
city
Yeah.
versus farm.
Yeah.
It's like, do you take a taxi or do you take a tractor?
Yeah.
That's what it comes
Yeah.
down to.
It's
We both need each other. We're both important. But
Yeah, I like milk.
But I like the
Yeah.
country. I like a
Milk
country.
is good.
I don't imagine, Thomas Jefferson and these fucking anti-federalist guys. What do you want, guy? You want the place to look like Europe, and then next thing you know, Texas and New Mexico are at war? No,
Yeah.
we're one strong fucking United
Hey, you
States.
wanna be some
and I'm
weak
voting to
French
the right
pussy?
next election.
Yeah, that's what it is.
You want to
Yeah.
be some fucking weak French pussies, dude?
Yeah, come on.
Fuck that.
It's like, let Europe be Europe. I mean, fucking Jesus Christ made a wall with his two bare hands, and it's called the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah.
That's what we have.
Yeah.
So it's like, don't worry about it, guy.
And the other
Jesus
Jesus
is on our side.
And the other Jesus Christ is trying to build a wall on the southern fucking border.
Who?
a
Donnie
char-
Trump.
Yeah, it's a character
Just
piece.
a character piece.
It's a character piece. Loud 14.
Yeah, we're just kidding around. Loud 14.
Yeah,
Support
so-
everybody.
Trump wants to be a king.
Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm in his court. Character piece. Yeah. Loud 14.
Seriously, it's like
No,
that's
it's a
the
wild
logical conclusion of states' rights. It's like, what do you want, guy? You want Alabama to be a country? You want Tennessee to be a country?
Yeah, I
Then-
do, because I think Alabama would be a fucking hilarious country.
It would be, yeah. It would be.
Imagine like just having to go through customs to go to Alabama.
Yeah.
Imagine your mayor being a horse.
Yeah. Yeah. Their tourism board would be like their videos, like their commercials, like, come to Alabama. It's 114 degrees in the summer. We do racism real good.
Character piece.
Mosquitoes are a hell of a problem. And we got 3 stores. So come to Alabama.
Wait, so Hamilton...
Football's great.
Hamilton was for centralized government then. He wasn't for states' rights.
Exactly.
Jefferson is states' rights.
Jefferson was a states' rights. So you think about
And
it
was
like...
Jefferson a Democrat?
Yeah, I mean, basically.
And,
There wasn't-
and Madison is states' rights as well.
Say again?
What was Madison?
James Madison?
Yeah.
He's an FF.
Yeah, he was an FF. He had a high school in Brooklyn.
He's got an avenue named after him in New York City. It's where
No, he was a Federalist. Madison was a Federalist. Look that up.
Yeah,
I'm
look at it.
fucking
It doesn't
guessing.
matter,
Yeah.
okay? Listen, we're doing this podcast with zero energy.
There's a Russian guy
by
in the
way,
corner.
here's another
Yeah.
Hamilton thing.
Yeah.
You know, he died, as we know, pretty young. His wife lived for like till she was like in her 80s, I think.
Shh.
And she never married again. You can't marry again.
He had that good dick.
I think he's a tough follow. It's like Sinatra's first wife. It's like, what
Yeah.
are you gonna do after Sinatra? Like, are you just
Yeah.
gonna you're gonna marry an accountant? And he's like, so who's your first guy like?
Yeah.
She's like, he was just like a singer. You can't even tell him.
Yeah.
You can't say it was Sinatra.
Yeah. Didn't Jackie Kennedy Onassis get married though after JFK?
She did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's where our NASA's.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. That's what's that Frank's bead.
You're fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did get married again, and her third marriage was hilarious. I mean, how more transparent can you be that it was for the money than marrying like an old fucking Greek ship
Was that
billionaire?
her third marriage? I
Yeah,
thought
that was her
that
last
her
one.
Second one.
No, that was the last one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, last one. And she even said famously, I think, like you marry the first for the love, the second for the money, third for companionship.
That was
or something
her who
like-
said
yeah,
that?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
She was
Jackie.
screwed in. She was screwed in. You know what's funny, though? It is funny. When you are the first wife, like, you got to know. Like, if you're Elvis's first wife, if you marry Elvis Presley at 23 or whatever, you got to know that, like, you're not going the distance with Elvis.
Oh,
Elvis
so
Presley's
sad.
not going to be a guy who's going to be married for 40 years.
No.
It's not going to happen.
No.
Do you ever see like the my favorite part of like music documentaries is whenever they interview that first girlfriend. Like they had that Nirvana documentary on Kurt Cobain, and she's living in like Syracuse, the first girlfriend. She's gained a lot of weight, and they're like, so how do you feel about how things worked out? And it's like, what do you expect her to be like? Really good. I'm really glad that I worked 2 jobs while he smoked weed and played his guitar, and then fucked all my friends and toured and did a shitload of heroin and died.
Yeah, I mean,
it worked out well for me. Thank you.
Yeah.
Jim Carrey has like a whole family. Nobody even knows. Jim Carrey had like a whole family in Canada before
He shows up
dated.
once a year and you think,
What you doing? What you doing, Cat?
He comes in, he's like, the claw!
How you doing,
like,
Cats?
all right, I gotta go film the mask.
There's a fire in here, Cats. Okay, Daddy's gone.
He comes in, alrighty then! And then he leaves.
if you're looking for a part-time dad, though, there's no one better.
could you imagine Jim Carrey just popping out of nowhere going, holy testicle Tuesday?
Yeah.
And then be like, come on, kids, gives everyone burgers, drinks, and he just goes and
Yeah, and there's
fucking
like, bye, I got to go fly
beats it.
back on my private jet to my billionaire life and to the family, the mediocre family I
Yeah.
just left behind in the country I was trying to get
Yeah,
out of.
just take, and I'm gonna shit in your sink, and then I'm going back to Hollywood.
Yeah, can someone pull up like an old family photo? He had a full family. He had like one of those like a family
He also had
wife
that-
and
Jim
3
Carrey-
kids before he was famous.
before anything. And then
Well, didn't he also have this horrible childhood and his parents died like right before his career popped too? That fucks you.
Well, that's
up
what you
too.
get when you leave your family.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's payback, bitch.
Jesus, why'd you look at Sam like that?
Sorry, yeah.
Dad left.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Hamilton, dad also left.
Yeah.
There you go. See?
Although I had a really good stepdad raised me, so I Hamilton had a much harder life than I did.
Yeah. And it's like Hamilton, America wouldn't have the money it has if Hamilton didn't set up his little fucking system, which I know nothing about.
Yeah, and Sam wouldn't be the comic he was. I think I think that's part of what life is.
Yeah, and if my dad
We
didn't
all are
steal my
comedians because
money.
Exactly. Your dad gambled away your money. His dad walked out, and that's why you guys are really funny.
Yeah.
Don't you think
Yeah.
that has something to do with it?
Mike's dad.
I
dropped
think
dead in a
everyone's
bowl full
got
of
shit,
queso.
though. Don't you think everyone's got a thing? It's just also it's like
Yeah.
how you respond to your stuff.
Venetia's dad is just throwing Puerto Ricans out.
Yeah.
Wei Song Xian.
Man, dear, we had a conversation about this. Get him out of the house. We don't have any Puerto Ricans in this house.
character piece.
It's got to be a Greek.
Word.
So this is family,
So-
right? Is that His wife and kids.
I think that's his sister. I don't know.
Yeah, do
His first marriage was to a former actress and Comedy Store waitress in 1987.
Oh,
Damn.
So it wasn't even in
19 what
Canada.
year?
Not even Jim Carrey could escape
87.
the old waitress
Before
trap.
Living Color was married to a Comedy Store waitress.
Yeah.
And he never got. Did they have kids?
Yeah, they had kids, and then he got divorced, and then later on,
He became Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
Like In Living Color didn't even start till like 1990, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, so are they in Canada? Was he living with them? Are they in Canada?
No,
No,
LA.
that's
Because
said,
Comedy Store.
So-
you don't create Fire Marshal Bill from a healthy place. You don't come up with like a third-degree burns fire captain because you like a healthy thoughts roaming around your head.
For
That's true.
sure.
Yeah,
So
they
I
divorced
just
in 95.
95. So I just made up that whole thing that he had a family in.
No,
but
Mike's
it sounded
confirming
great.
it.
No, but they're in L.A. I said they were like.
No, but
Canada.
he's still probably. I mean, he never.
No, he
talks
left the
about
family. Yeah. He
Yeah.
did left.
You know what? He had a third family. Wikipedia scrubbed.
Yeah.
Dude, that's like my family, my maternal, what do you say? My grandfather on my mother's side, so that's maternal grandfather, I guess. He walked out on 5 kids. 5
Yeah.
kids. My mother was one of 5. He just walked out one day.
Yeah.
Do you think those people? I wonder if those people like are just okay with that, or if they're just in pain.
Dude, he started another family,
They're okay.
and that one of those kids reached out to me. He's like in his 40s now. Reached out to me on Facebook. Was like, "What's up? I kind of like your half uncle. See you're doing comedy. You ever come out to fucking Pilly's Chuck Hut in Levittown?" And it's like,
Oh no!
what?
Of course, it's in Levittown.
Yeah, he like wanted to like hang. He was like, "Yeah, we should do something together. Vibe out. Maybe my band can open for you." I was like, "Yikes!"
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
did it.
it's never convenient relatives that come out of the woodwork.
Yeah.
It's never like, hey, here's a bunch of money for no reason.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It's always like, hey, I'm having some hard times. I know we've never met, but
Yeah.
how about writing a check out
But
directly,
blood is thicker than water. Yeah.
directly to my hardware store?
No, it's wild. It's wild concept. Yeah, because I mean, like, if I don't see my daughter, like, if I'm home and I don't see her for like 2 days, I'm like, I'm a bad father. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? So like, a guy could just walk away. Is like,
They don't
how could
feel.
you do that, man?
Because they're not good people.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody does that and then feels bad afterwards. They just kind of like, because if you felt bad, you'd come back. It means that's your kid. That's against nature. You know?
Even like with our work, like if if I'm like 2 weeks, like sometimes like my agent will be like, oh, we'll get you booked in San Francisco and then just stay out there, go to LA for a week. I'm like, I can't, man. I got to come home and see my kid. I can't just be gone from her for like that. But like my grandfather just like left. That's it. He just like 5 children.
Yeah.
Just walked out, never saw one of them again, and started a whole new family.
Speaking of Jim,
My ex-wife's grandfather did that as well.
Just walked out.
Yeah, in Minnesota, just left, went and married some other lady. She died like 20 years later, then went back to the first wife, and then they remarried.
wow.
She was just waiting around for that. So
I like
Wow.
that his wife dies. He goes back to the first one. It was always you. It was always you. It's not that something just happened to
Made
me.
a big mistake.
I'm
Huge.
finally ready to man up.
Yeah.
But if anything, speaking of Jim Carrey, if anything, I think Jim Carrey shows to people in the comedy business or entertainment business, like, because like he's like saying he's like money and all the fame. He's like it's all bullshit. And I think if you don't have a family at some point in this business, it starts to get a little weird.
Yeah.
No matter
People
how.
always say that though once they're worth like 100 million. You know, it's like it's like if you said that at like 500,000, fine. But like if you're saying that Jim's like it's like his 4th hit movie in a row, and he's like, yeah, it turns out this doesn't make me happy. I'm like, nah, I feel like you had a good decade though.
Yeah.
I feel like the 90s were fun.
Yeah.
How was banging Lauren Holly? I think it was all right.
Yeah.
Was that good?
Yeah.
Jim Carrey would play a good Alexander Hamilton if there was a movie right now.
Kick him. He totally could.
I just always keep trying to bring it back to that because Venetia's looking at me, but I
Yeah.
just have no gas.
He just finds a mask in the
Yeah.
battlefield. He's like,
You know what,
smoking.
With the duel, when Aaron Burr and Alexander Hamilton, you know what the duel? You know what's an interesting thing about the duel? Something I do know. When you duel, like if me and Giannis were gonna fight because we're like, fuck it, we got to get to a duel, bruh. The point of it, it's all
Where'd
about.
you go, Randall's Island?
Yeah. Yo, somebody at our duel, in the modern day duel, somebody yells "World Star." Yeah.
Yo, check out this little fact.
Wait, no, I'm going.
Yeah.
I got to think.
Oh, sorry, guy.
I'll fucking duel you.
Yeah.
Now it's just fan duel.
Yeah.
I guess.
I got Chris for 500.
Yeah.
Giannis was 450. I don't know.
I think it's a good bet.
So with a duel, what the whole point of it was man-to-man thing, like Alexander Hamilton versus Aaron Burr. You take whatever it is, 5 paces or 10 paces. There's a referee. It's illegal, but there's like somebody there watching. The point is just to man up and just say that you faced a gun. You're supposed to shoot to miss. A gentleman's duel is to shoot to miss.
Really?
Absolutely.
But apparently Aaron Burr wanted to kill Hamilton.
That was the whole thing. But this is where the controversy is.
Yeah, in the musical they make it seem like he feels really guilty, but I think in real life he did not give a fuck.
Right. I think
he was like, I'm glad he's dead.
Because Hamilton missed, and Hamilton was a veteran of the Continental Army, so he could have killed him, but he thought it was gentleman's duel, so he shot over his shoulder, which is what you're supposed to, and then Berg killed Hamilton. So Aaron Berg wasn't necessarily
You said Aaron Berg.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, Aaron Berg, yeah.
He's like a Hamilton. Where are you from?
Yeah, Jesus. I wish he would have 5 cents. Just kidding, Aaron. I bought it. I bought it. I'm kidding around. I'm just kidding around. Who cares?
Es lo que es.
I'm just kidding.
It's a character piece.
We just get swings with the bat. You know, like when they baseball players put weights on the bat, and then we're just all going to get edited out.
You don't hit a minority with
It's all going to get edited out. Podcast.
Why are you giving your people more work?
I know. We just say it because it's something good will happen after this.
Yeah.
We're just getting warm.
You know, it's funny
45 minutes in.
For guys who were really smart back then, and those guys were really enlightened, the founding fathers. The duel as a method to test your manhood is one of the dumbest fucking things you could ever invent.
Yeah, it's like, let's just put on stockings and fucking Thanksgiving shoes and pace around in a field in Weehawken, New Jersey, and then shoot to miss.
And then shoot at each other but to miss for some reason.
With wigs on.
What are we doing? Just have a fist fight, guy.
Yeah.
You know?
Just
play a game of dodgeball against each other.
Yeah. Why don't we just wrestle each other and see who comes first?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the loser.
Yeah.
You shoot a load in your back. Like, I'm the man.
Yeah.
I'm the man in this situation. I came first.
Yeah, we should do a history on duels because I'm very curious how they started.
Aaron Burr was supposedly so he killed Hamilton, and then he also got in trouble. I think he got out of it, but for treason. So it's like you kill a founding father, then you get in trouble for treason, and I think then his career just like fizzled out.
Just went out. Yeah.
Well, he was upset Aaron was upset with Hamilton for such a long time because he thought that Hamilton, who was very famous, like writing all these essays about him, was the reason why he was losing certain elections.
Yeah,
right. Yeah, because didn't Hamilton have influence in what is like considered now to be like the Post?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
really?
Yeah.
He was writing all this stuff, and then he's like, "You cost me an election." He thought he was going to get a presidency, and he didn't.
Yeah.
And then he ended up being a VP.
Yeah. But I guarantee you,
he came at him. He's like, "Yo, let's go for a duel."
He was like, "Yeah, we shall. Yeah, we talk a lot of shit. We shall."
Aaron Burr, but even that, like, that's just such a pussy fucking person. I guarantee you, in real life, we would all like Alexander Hamilton better than Aaron Burr, because even that, like, you cost me the election. It's like, I didn't.
Like, shut the fuck
you
up.
You fucking pussy.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. It's like, look, typical bullshit. Yeah. You blaming all your problems on everybody else. It's your fault.
No, Hamilton
look in the mirror.
he was
going to be invented
type.
in about 50 years.
That's why no minorities want to be
I
him.
told Aaron Burr to look in the mirror, but the mirror hasn't been invented yet.
They didn't have mirrors back then?
I think you just have to look in a pond.
You just hired a guy who looked like you.
Do they have it? Do they have mirrors already?
Because they definitely had mirrors before they had guns.
You know what's funny?
Yeah.
You know what's funny is they did the duel in, I think it was Weehawken.
Yes.
So
which is where Joe Mackey used to live.
He still lives there.
Oh my God!
So I do think it's funny that even back then they were like, "No, you take this shit to Jersey. You don't do that. You don't do a fucking fight in New York. You take your garbage shit."
Yeah.
You guys are going to do some dumb shit, go to fucking Jersey. To do it.
Do they have the actual spot of where the duel was in Weehawken? Is there like
They must,
Yeah.
we got to go on a cute hunt there.
Yeah.
Get
I don't
some
think it's
smoothies.
allowed to have duels in New York. That's what I heard. But
No, it's illegal what they did. That duel was illegal. But some duels were
legal.
legal.
To New Jersey, and then
They went to New Jersey because it was legal in New York.
Yeah, and then it took a day for him to die. Like Hamilton missed. He was a gentleman, and he missed.
That's what we said.
Exactly.
And he wouldn't have
then-
missed because he was a war
Marksman.
hero.
Yeah,
he fucked shit
Yeah,
up.
Burr fucking shot to kill like a little bitch that he is, and then
But
blamed.
it took a day for him to die. He went back to New York, and he died like a day later.
because
That
those
it
bullets,
must
they
have
don't
sucked
kill you
so much to
instantly.
be alive back then. You just bleed out for a day. That's how you die.
But yo, if that was you, Chrissy, you probably would have done the same thing, right?
What do you mean?
Like, let's say you got shot in Houston.
Yeah.
Or you got shot in Minnesota.
Yeah.
You'd be like, yo, just please get me on a plane back to JFK.
Yeah, get me to New York
I don't
City.
care if I die on a runway
Let
of
me die.
LaGuardia. Just let me die in New York City.
I would start pulling fat reserves out of my butt to stay alive until as soon as I got into New York airspace, my heart would start beating.
Yeah. Plain and simple.
The good news is, the bad news is Chris is dead. The good news is we got him out of the improv.
Yeah.
So, which is all I wanted.
He didn't get buried next to a funny bone.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. If
Can you imagine someone gives you a eulogy next to a strip mall?
Yeah.
Sorry guys, we're serving Cinnabons. That's all there is around here.
Yeah,
God.
fucking, it'd be better.
Dude, if I have a heart attack, if it's in a mall at a mall club, that's all I just don't want to happen. I don't want to die next to like a fucking cheesecake factory.
Yeah.
I don't want them to be banging on the door of a La Quinta.
Yeah.
Sam, the show was 10 minutes ago.
Are you just fucking roped?
I'm in the closet with a belt around my neck.
Oh yeah.
The way I want to go. With my
Yeah.
dick out.
Yeah. No. Well, you
But
know.
you can go and see him. He's in the not see him. I mean, he's buried now at the Trinity Church downtown.
No, he's always been there. I remember going to.
I don't move him. I mean, yeah,
No,
he's always
I
been
remember
there.
going to
Yeah,
see.
Chris, he's always been there. Yeah.
No, but
We're
saying,
fucking fried.
No, but the thing is, before I knew about Alexander Hamilton before the play. I used to go visit his fucking gravestone.
You did? I think a lot of other people heard of him too.
But now everybody's fucking knows about Hamilton because of the play.
Yeah.
It's
but
like,
but
listen,
you
guy,
were an original guy who knew about that guy.
I knew that fucking guy from day one. You know, I didn't hear about Hamilton on Brilliant Idiots.
Yeah.
He was in 5th grade. Dressed with him Halloween. That was.
Yeah.
I mean, he's on every $10 bill, but you fucking knew about him before everybody else.
Yeah, I fucking knew about it all, but yeah. And
No, me and Chris actually went and visited his grave. We did a little tour together. And
yeah,
remember
we didn't film it because we weren't screwed in, but now we're screwed in.
now we're fucking screwed
got
up.
homeless pimp just behind on
I mean,
the camera.
Yeah, and I can't believe the kid is still standing. He's been filming for 25 hours. There's got to be some sort of federal labor laws that we're breaking.
He's on Pervitin.
I mean, this kid is fucking, he's been shooting for 25 hours.
Do you know what Pervitin is, Sam?
No, I don't.
Pervitin is, where crystal meth derived from. It was the drug that the Nazi camp developed and they gave their soldiers because in the original stages of Blitzkrieg in World War II, the German army never slept. Every army has to rest, but they wouldn't rest. They would just go country. They would be up 60, 70 hours in a row because of crystal meth, what they called it, Pervitin or tank chocolate. That's why, like, people do crystal meth now. It's a fucking Nazi drug.
Yeah, he's basically
Damn.
saying that's what gave them the energy and the strength and the courage to kill so many of your ancestors.
Wow. Well, it sounds like they had a strong work ethic, if anything.
Yeah, they do. I got German work ethic.
But yeah, I mean, they all warriors, they all had to be high. We've said that many times. Like, when you ever think, like, how did this happen? It's like because they were all fucking gacked out.
Oh, yeah.
No, but even not only the Nazi soldiers. I mean, there was
everybody.
They were chewing peyote in the Revolutionary War. The Spartans, I'm sure, had something. They all did something.
I mean, you
Fucking
got to
little
get
boys.
fucked up. If you're going to fight,
Yeah.
I would hope you were fucked up on something. I would hope you're, like, taking at least a swig of booze or something.
Something, yeah. Well, that's what was so like, we're talking about, like, even Hamilton dying, like, like now, obviously he wouldn't have died of his wounds today, most likely, bullet would have been removed or whatever, go into surgery. But anything, even that day of dying, was like excruciating pain. No antibiotics, nothing. All they could do is give you fucking white wine. Just give you a little white Zinfandel.
Yeah.
That's it. Turn on Housewives and go to sleep. That's the same way I cure my pain. It's the same way it was in the 1700s. Little fucking white zinny.
I love that. I love that. You're gonna die, but this is like an Argentine Malbec right here. This is nice. Do you like Chilean wine?
Yeah. Oh, God.
Check this out.
What do you got, Yanni P?
In the Federalist Papers. So Hamilton was obviously, most people know this, he was one of the authors of the Federalist Papers, and Madison, Hamilton, all those guys.
He wrote most of it, though, I think.
Dead, yeah.
Which Supreme Court justices still cite the Federalist Papers, which is you're fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in the essays, he explained and defended the newly drafted Constitution prior to its approval. And in 1788, get this, Hyena fans, 1788 at the New York Ratification Convention, he did that in Poughkeepsie.
Wow.
Wow. Kid was in Poughkeepsie.
Because we talk a lot about Poughkeepsie because Giannis says some of the things I say I deserve to get shot in the head in Poughkeepsie.
Yeah, I said,
Whoa.
drive him up to Poughkeepsie, walk him up a hill, and shoot him in the back of the head like the dog he is.
Yeah, I'm just a fucking dog.
He's just a mad dog that needs to be put down.
Like Jackie Jr., season 3, Sopranos.
Yes.
That motherfucker got it bad.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So
Hell
this
yeah.
this was the time that New York entered the new union as the 11th original 13th colony.
Woke dope. Oh, really?
1788, at this convention.
In 1788 is when they became the.
They voted to ratify the Constitution, and then that's when they came in as the 11th original 13th colony.
Yeah.
Word.
Really?
Yeah, and guess what about
I
Alexander?
did not know that.
Alexander Hamilton came up under George Washington.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
he was
He was
21
his
years
assistant.
old, and his assistant, while everyone was dying in Valley Forge, He was just cozying up next to fucking George W.
Yes,
How you
by
do
the
it,
fire.
man?
George
How you
W.
do it?
was
You
like,
find the big dog and you make it work.
yeah, he was
Absolutely,
opening
man.
for him on the road. George Washington was Tony Woods, and then Alexander Hamilton was Dave Chappelle.
And he stole his act, essence.
Is what it is.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. I mean, back then, if I was acting in Hamilton, I would absolutely suck dick to stay warm.
Yeah.
I don't want to fucking go out to Valley. It's like, Georgie, what do you need, guy?
Yeah.
You want me to put your pantyhose on? What do you need?
Yeah. I'll
I
I like
Slap
Chris
ass.
is like a little too ready to suck the dick.
Yeah,
though. He's
yeah.
like, you don't have to suck my dick. I'll give you a blanket. He's like, no, I insist. I'm gonna
Yeah.
suck.
Listen,
I'll fucking tongue
I
the
believe in your
balls.
Chris
ideals.
is a gay man.
Yeah, I'm a patriot. I bleed red, white, and blue. Put your dick in my mouth, George.
What, George? Let me suck your dick off.
Let me suck your dick off. I'm a bug chaser.
Yeah.
Thomas
Yeah.
Dale.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was selling fucking George Washington's merch on the road, cuz.
What it is, guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Alexander Hamilton's an interesting kid.
He was like Sergio for you.
Yeah. Sergio sells my merch.
And then Sergio's going to die in a fucking duel.
it's what it is. Yeah,
Alexander
Sergio,
and George just fucking kickboxing with pads and
well,
shit.
yeah,
That's
that's
what they
the
did
great thing about having Sergio is sometimes I like pop off on the road if like somebody hexes me, I'm like, fuck you, and then they'll start walking to the stage. I'm like, yo, Serge.
Yeah.
And I just have Serge run out like a pit bull.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Serge could fight hard.
Oh
right?
my
Right.
God. He
Oh,
used to be like his way of making money when he was 18, 19 years old was to go and beat up drug dealers with his fists. He would punch him
Damn.
in the stomach and
Yeah.
knock him out and take their money. That was like him going to do an open mic.
Yeah, he knows how to fight. He's skilled. He's a skilled boxer. Very skilled
Like
boxer.
a skill, like even professional boxers, like, yo, Sergio, if he would have started early, he could be like a professional boxer.
Wow.
He
Great
hits
form.
hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's an angry kid. He's got a small head.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's hard to hit because he's got just a little fucking Beetlejuice head.
His head is not that small. My head's small.
You got a baby head. Yeah.
I got a tiny little head.
Yeah, you got a tiny little bit.
I never noticed.
Yeah, it's tiny. Now they call me Peanut Head.
Yeah, and his hair swoops to one side or the other. It just has got a mind of its own. Sometimes he looks bald. Sometimes he looks like he's full of hair.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. And he's got gray beards now, and I think it's a cute look.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think you
Yeah.
guys are both looking good, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And he's just bought a new home, so things better start picking up or he's going to get left.
Yeah, I just bought a home I can't afford. Come on, comedy career, come back.
I think
Yeah,
this
come
podcast is hitting its stride, man. I feel it.
Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
we know we're doing good if we scored you. You're fucking doing good.
I'm doing all right,
No,
man.
you're doing great.
Sam's
When
a
he
kid who crushes it on the gram in the new world with his joke. He's got such good
But he
jokes.
crushes it in the right way for stand-ups where like he just puts out his content and then it speaks for itself,
Yeah.
which is beautiful.
It's stressful, man, because you feel like you always got to write new shit, and then sometimes you're like, fuck, am I just like putting stuff out? Am I just like putting too much out? Sometimes
no,
I'm
I don't
scared.
think you can't put too much.
That's how I'm gonna do my next special. I'm just gonna do it that way.
What do you mean?
I'm
not
just
even
gonna
part-
self-release it. I'm not even gonna
Dude,
sell it.
well, that's
what I did.
Even my manager, who's 55 years old, was like, because I was like, oh, working on the hour. He was like, definitely work on the hour. He was like, I want you to do the hour. I got one with Comedy Central. He was like, work on it for sure. He's like, but really, man, just think about 10 to 15 good 1-minute clips. That's really all we need. So if you have those, it's like, who cares? Nobody's going
Yeah.
to watch 60 minutes.
Now, you're a guy-
That's a good point.
You did your hour on Comedy Central. Schumer produced it, right?
Yeah.
And then did that do anything to you? What has
It
done more?
did, but the
that
clips
or
help.
the clips?
The clips help so much more.
So much
because
more.
people share the clips and people know the clip. So like, you know how it is. Like the
Sure.
hour does something. It doesn't do nothing. But
Yeah.
But like compare if you want to like compete with Netflix and those bigger streaming things that give you an audience, I think you just have to self-release clips.
My point is this: if you have a fantastic hour, let's say we all watched your hour, a room of 20 people, we all watched somebody's hour, and we're like, from minute 1 to minute 60, this is a home run. I give this hour 100%, right? Very, very few people are ever going to watch that hour. Right. But if you have a comic who's like, the hour is okay, but he's got 3 bits that are like fucking crush, 3 1-minute bits, that's the guy that's going to sell it.
Right.
You know?
right.
No, but I
Guy
also
that's
just
gonna
think
sell
I just
everything.
think if you're on Comedy Central, the problem is like even on their website, there's a commercial every 3 minutes. Who the fuck is going to sit through that when you have Netflix or Amazon or like these
Sure.
apps where you don't? So I think you just have to do that. I think you have to just have the.
What is Comedy Central doing? Why haven't they changed?
Well, I think
There's
they're going to
gotta-
change.
there's-
I think they're going to change because their YouTube does well. So I think when you do well on the internet, you got to go. But the ads, man, ads are just a thing of the past. I think it's subscription based at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
Well, we
That's
see
what
on our
they do.
Patreon, the patreon.com/Bay Ridge Boys. Thank you guys so much for your service. It's all subscription based, and like that's where the reason we're able to do this podcast and keep it at the level we're at is because of our Patreon members.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
What do you want today now?
Oh, I was kind of ready.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought you were heading towards that.
I thought we were going to do Patreon names on the other episode. Yeah. Yeah, we don't do them with guesties, right? Sorry, my bad. No, it's all good. Yeah, all right. We can't talk business on the pod.
Well, let me just interject. We'll do this real quick because our main man, our main man, our main sponsor.
Yeah.
Tank Sinatra. Our good
Yeah, he
friend.
texted me that it's just a character piece, this ad. So
Yeah.
we'll
He's a good
see what
dude,
we'll
man.
see what he says.
So
I like George.
he's the best.
He's a good guy.
Tank.
Full
Sorry, I
German.
shouldn't-
His
I shouldn't-
father was his grandfather was a full Nazi and fought in
Really?
World War II on the German side. Yeah.
Wow.
Damn, I like him
One.
less.
Yeah. And they was
I'm like, that's how bad my judgment of characters. I'm like, he's a great
Well,
guy.
he's
Like
got a
his
fu-
grandfather collects Jewish scalps. I'm like, maybe not the best guy.
He's got a funny story about like at like his grandfather's like eulogy, like somebody was like talking about like what a brave soldier his dad was, and they're like, "You shut up! You're in America.
Yeah.
You fought for the Nazis."
Wow, that's
He was named after a German tank.
yeah. This is Uncle Panzer. All right.
So Tank wants everyone in. He goes, look, thank God for Venetia, okay? Because if it wasn't for her, I'd be knocking 2 zeros off this fucking sponsorship amount. Tank Sinatra was one of the first and only original meme makers, not just stealing shit on Instagram. Kid made more memes than anyone in the world. He's also the creator of Tank's Good News, which we told you, which is just everything that went right in the world today. It's actually great. I like to tune
It's
in.
mostly stories from Germany, 1942.
Yeah, it's happy
Yeah.
stuff.
I love that he wrote a great thing and said it's just character piece, and then without me even knowing it, I still fucked him by just saying he comes from a Nazi family. So no matter whatever, we're just gonna lose his money one way or another.
Yeah.
Because I'm out of control, but it's all right. We got a nice offer from Ridge Wallet.
I was wondering. Tank shared one of my clips on Instagram. I have a porn joke that he shared, and
Yeah.
it's like, I'm like, oh, that's why. It's like reparations for the Jews. That's why he did that.
Yeah. No, he's a great guy.
Well, you
No,
know,
he is really a great
his
guy.
grandfather
Fucking
did a
around.
lot of bad, but he's doing a lot of good with Tank's Good News. Tank's Good News is the best. You got to check it out. It's all
It
good
really is
stories.
great.
Nobody does that.
It truly is. I go to at Tank's Good News. I'm being serious, just to like feel better because there's so much negativity on the internet. And what Tank Sinatra does with Tank's Good News is like it's truly like a beautiful thing, and it's unique. Nobody does that, and there's no jokes. It's just like this is a happy thing. It's like petting puppies or something. It's just, I love it.
Yeah, and he's also got a podcast called the Think Tank Podcast. So
Right.
go listen to that. Follow Tank Sinatra.
Yeah, it's on Gas Digital, I believe.
Okay,
Right?
yeah, it's great. And
Yeah, good luck.
just fucking it's on iTunes everywhere. Gas Digital, check it out. And he said, Chris, if you say it doesn't matter, I'm going to throw you in the fucking oven.
Yeah, whatever. Is that before or after I give you free tickets to my show?
And then he said, I am.
Always comes back to ovens with these fucking Nazis.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said, I'm on steroids and I did quit vaping, so he's on the edge a little bit. And wait, he goes, I'm way more German than you, so I'm sure if I asked the head SS, they'd make an exception and let me throw you in the showers or the oven or whatever.
Is
Yeah.
this part of
coming
the
to
ad read?
Huh? Yeah.
Oh.
He says,
I thought you had a site called Tank's Good News.
I'm coming to your show this Saturday, so if you tell people not to listen to my podcast, I will heckle you in German, and you won't even know what I'm saying because you're a fake fucking German kid. I wear boxer briefs.
No, you don't. You wear tidy whities.
He said, go eat tortellinis, and you'll go right back up to a size 38 waist. Your next comedy will be on Comedy Central that nobody watches anymore. And this
Damn.
time it'll just be an hour of you crying in a love sack wondering why nobody loves you. Oh, and anyone who made millions off of Bitcoin before anyone else was definitely trading for drugs and toots on the dark web because that's what it's used for.
Yeah, that's an ad.
Shout out Smithtown Water.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, go to Tank's Good
Go,
News.
go to Tank's Good News and at Tank Sinatra.
Yeah, and the Think Tank podcast.
And the Think Tank podcast are three
Good
for
friend
three.
of ours. And
Truly great friend of the show.
great guy. Great guy. I love Tank. So I just wanted to get that out.
And then the other guy is James Altucher. He's the Bitcoin millionaire guy, but he hasn't even given us copies. He's just giving us $500 on
It's hilarious.
auto pay.
Yeah.
He's got a comedy club, Stand Up New York. Go see that. The shows are there, but James not even listening, so we could just be honest. The shows are half full all the time. What are you going to do? So James doesn't even care.
okay.
So it's just like he's just got two.
No,
he's
it's
just
a
like
great club.
$6,000 a year. Go fuck yourself.
Chris, it's a great club.
Oh yeah, it is a great club. Sorry.
Stan Morril loves Stand Up
Yeah.
New York.
Yeah, that's the reason I've been quiet this whole ad for Stand Up New York. It's because I love it.
Yeah.
Usually, when you love something, you stay completely quiet.
Yeah, you just
and
go quiet.
add nothing.
Yeah.
No, I'm being just being silly. James Altucher, thank you so much for being a small business sponsor. Of course, Tank Sinatra, and then the other ones that are paying $100, fucking Lakeside Maple, 9th Street Auto
right.
Collision,
We did
Sandra
the main
Azizi, and all the other fucking.
By the way, Nutrition made fun. His name is Matt Koch.
Matt
I
Koch.
thought it was Matt Koch, but it's Matt
Matt
Koch.
Koch, Nutrition made fun. Rocky Smile Dental, Lee Harvey Oswald bullshit. Just go get your teeth cracked open somewhere in South Carolina. And then who's the other fucking asshole? Who else?
CBD.
CBD script. Absolutely escape your reality. I mean, you're giving us $100 a month. Your days are numbered.
So, guys,
what it is. It's a good episode. Sam, where can people find you? Because we know Keep It Joe's out of here.
I got Pod
Sam's
Don't-
too big for Keep It Joe. You can't let him weigh him down anymore.
Oh, yeah.
I'm doing.
What are you going to do? Go back to modeling?
Just a character piece.
Just kidding around.
I'm
We're
doing,
just kidding around.
uh,
Out of 14. It's character piece.
I'm gonna self-release a special in probably late January on my YouTube channel. So just follow me on,
Fuck yeah,
on social
dude.
media, Sam Morril, Morril. And then basketball podcast. You
Yes.
got to come on.
I'm gonna
Giannis
come
has
on
done it.
with
Pod
Stavros,
Don't Lie.
yeah.
Pod. If you like basketball and you're not listening to Pod Don't Lie, you're a fucking dickhead, dude.
Yes.
Get on
Absolutely.
it. And and I'll keep follow me on social media. I keep posting dates and clips and new special coming soon. And I'm glad you guys are fucking killing it, man. I want you guys to win, man.
We want you
Yeah.
on, and many times Sam's one of the best comics, absolute best comics in the country.
Thanks.
One of the funniest guys. Go follow him in the road. Go to his schedule. He's touring the country. You got to listen to Pod Don't Lie. Him and Stavros. Sam is like a basketball savant.
Yeah.
He's a kid who knows facts, and he's kind of like a self-hating Knicks fan.
Which is
you
great.
got to let him go.
Well,
Yeah.
you guys are Knicks fans too.
I let
Yes.
them go. A
You
long
let him
time.
go?
I let them go.
Chris is.
I am, but I'm not. To be honest with you, I don't know why. Maybe because, like, I spend most of my free time watching history docs, and the other time I'm watching fucking Wreck-It Ralph on repeat with my daughter. I love sports, but I only catch up briefly on apps. I mean, I know what the Knicks are kind of up to, but I don't really, like, I haven't been watching as much as I should.
Dude, Sam's like, following Sam on social media when there's like Knicks games and stuff that you're on, it's actually depressing.
Yeah.
Because you can hear how much you care and how much you're hurt by it.
I do care.
And it's like, I'm like, why is he doing this to himself?
It's funny. I find that like some women when on a date will like they'll be like, "Oh my god, you're like loyal. You're a Knicks fan." I'm like, "No, I'm mentally ill. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not like you think I'm gonna stand by." It's like, no, there's something wrong with the makeup of my brain and the chemistry. So it's not a good. But I do love the Knicks.
Yeah.
Go check out Sammy's podcast, YanisPapasComedy.com for all his dates, ChristyComedy.com for all my dates, HistoryHyenas.com for everything about the Potty Waddy, Patreon.com/Bay Ridge Boys to be a part of the matriarchy. Absolutely, just love everybody, peace, love, whatever, who cares, whatever bullshit they're telling you to say now. Whatever, you know what I mean? Like, whatever they say, like, be nice to your neighbor. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
This
Word.
life is not
Dope.
about helping everybody. It's like
Dope.
whoever the small
Word.
people are in your group, just be nice to the people in front of you. You're not going to save the fucking world by using a paper straw, you fuck. So just like, you know what I mean? Just like, shut up.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. And
Little
I'm
steel
gonna
pipe Chrissy to end the
Yeah,
end the
I'm going to
episode.
be, check my website. I got theater dates coming up.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
You see him on morning TV.
Oh boy, that was fun.